They warned us about terrorists crossing the border. But what if the threat didn't sneak in? What if it was planted years ago, by design? It's the perfect story: shadowy agents, ticking clocks, and a nation at risk. But what if this story wasn't meant to inform you, but to control you? June 2025, 3 Iranian nuclear sites, Natanz, Fordow, and Isfahan, are hit in coordinated strikes. Within days, U.S. intelligence agencies go public. Sleeper cells may already be here. Not speculation, not rumors, official warnings. News anchors repeat it. DHS holds briefings. The FBI leaks talking points to friendly media. And the public? Glued to screens, swallowing the fear. Again, we've been here before. Remember 2002? Anthrax letters, dirty bombs, color-coded threat levels. Most of it went nowhere, but it didn't have to. The goal was never the event, it was the reaction. Fear was the product, and we bought it. So let's ask the real question. What is a sleeper cell? It's not an army, not a drone strike. It's a ghost. It's the idea that the enemy is already next door, that your neighbor might be planning to blow something up, that anyone, anywhere, could be the threat. You can't disprove it. You can only prepare for it. And in that paranoia, freedom dies. They say sleeper cells are embedded across America, some working jobs, some going to school, some waiting for the signal. But that same story has been told for decades, and the signal never comes. The 9/11 Commission couldn't confirm sleeper cells. The FBI tried to prosecute one in 2003. The case collapsed. Most so-called cells turned out to be fabricated by FBI informants. Fast forward to today, 11 Iranians arrested.
Give me a reaction to this report of these several Iranians who've already been arrested in the country, and given the fact that we know that so many people crossed the border, some of whom were on the terror watch list over the past few years.
No weapons, no plans, just presence. And yet, the headlines screamed, Iranian agents captured. The effect was the same: public panic, government funding, political leverage. These arrests weren't about justice, they were about justification. Because behind every enemy, there's an agenda, and behind every agenda, a blueprint. Operation Gladio, Italy, 1980s. State-sponsored terror blamed on communists. Chaos used to justify authoritarian control. Today's terror is less about ideology and more about influence. It's not about Iran, it's about what Iran represents. A justification for tightened borders, expanded NSA powers, social media monitoring, biometric data collection, AI-powered surveillance grids. They say it's for our safety, but we've heard that before. COVID made you obedient. Riots made you divided. Sleeper cells? They'll make you compliant. Think about it. What if the real purpose of these narratives isn't national security, but behavioral conditioning? Convince people they're under threat long enough, and they'll surrender freedom for protection they never needed. Here's what they won't tell you. The fear they're selling is more dangerous than the enemy they claim exists. Because fear justifies everything, from digital IDs to predictive arrests. We're entering an age where pre-crime isn't sci-fi, it's policy. Where AI scans your posts, your purchases, your voice for threat indicators. Sleeper cells don't need to act. You just need to believe they might. Now let's talk about silence. Have you noticed how little dissent exists in legacy media? You'd think with such serious claims, sleeper agents on American soil, someone might ask for proof. Someone might challenge the narrative. But instead, it's total alignment. This isn't journalism, it's programming. Even so-called whistleblowers have gone quiet. Big tech enforces misinformation policies so vague, truth doesn't matter, only alignment. You question the narrative, you're aiding the enemy. You call for evidence, you're destabilizing democracy. In this environment, fear is currency, and compliance is the only accepted language. Ask yourself, why now? Why this warning? Why this enemy? Why this urgency? Because the system is faltering, economically, socially, spiritually, and fear is the glue. If they can't convince you to trust the system, they'll scare you into obedience. And if, or when, a staged event happens, a bombing, a cyber attack, a coordinated act of violence, watch the response. Emergency powers, digital lockdowns, mass arrests, and total media blackout of dissenting voices. It won't matter if it's real. It will feel real enough. You see, sleeper cells aren't just weapons of war. They're tools of control. They shape policy, shape opinion, shape behavior. But what if we flip the lens? What if the sleeper cells aren't foreign operatives, but hidden agendas? What if the real threat isn't abroad, but embedded in the very systems that claim to protect us? This isn't about Iran. This isn't about terrorism. This is about the construction of a permanent state of emergency, where fear is constant, obedience is rewarded, and resistance is criminalized. A system where war is waged not with bombs, but with narratives. And the battlefield is your mind. They say sleeper cells are here, but maybe the real sleeper is the American public. Asleep in comfort, asleep in fear, asleep in distraction, until the system activates the final signal and it's too late to wake up. Subscribe and don't forget to sign up for the underground newsletter before they censor that too.